Okay, good morning, children. And today we've got another one of our object lessons. In fact, we've got two. So I'm doing this videoing myself because I haven't got Megan with me. So I've got a plate here, and I've got some stars here, and got quite a few colors, or a few colors there. And I have got some delicious treats, and that's for one. And then on the other one, we've got a piece of paper and some scissors. Okay, so hope you had a good time watching that video that I sent to you last week and that you could understand it. And this time we've got another two lessons that we are learning. So the first one is got to do with these delicious bickies, but it's also involving the plate and the stars, okay? And what I wanted to share with you is mainly probably for a little bit for the older children. So we want to go into the world and we want to show Jesus to everybody. But sometimes people aren't very kind and they don't like what we say. So God tells us in his word that and you know what his word is, eh? It's the Bible here. I've got mine. The word says that we have to be in the world but not of the world. So what does that mean exactly? I mean, that sounds a bit confusing perhaps. So what I've decided to do is show you this plan. So here is the plate, and the plate is the world, okay? It's just pretending to be. So this is the plate, and this is the world. And here you are. You are stars in the world because you shine for Jesus, okay? So we've got lots of different colors and sizes here. And these are the stars that are going on the plate. And this is the Christians, the people who believe in Jesus, who tell other people about Jesus. Okay, so now you can see we've got some stars and we've got the plate. Now, are the stars inside the plate? No, they're not. Look, they're moving on top, okay? So that means that they are in the world, but they are not part of the world. Okay, so here you are shining for Jesus, and here you are moving away around and about, and this is the world, but you're still here. You can't be over here dancing in the air in heaven, or where all your other star friends are going to be off by the world, on the side of the world. You still need to be here, because how are people going to know about Jesus if it's not for you? Okay, so I just wanted to show you that you can still be part of everyday life in the world, but you don't have to do what others are doing that is not what God wants. So what could that mean exactly? Well, sometimes people will play horrible jokes on children who maybe are not as smart as you, or they make fun of children that have got something wrong with their leg or their hand or their arm, or they maybe tell stories that you think are untrue. And if we are going to stand for Jesus, then we need to be kind to everybody. So we want to show everyone that actually we can still shine for him, and we can still be part of their lives because we're in the world, but we don't have to do what everybody else does. However, if you are dancing here on the side and you're not part of the world, then how are they going to learn about Jesus if you don't tell them? Okay, so that's where our Oreos come in. Who likes to eat an Oreo? Delicious. So if you I'm going to open this box of fresh, and you're going to get one Oreo out, okay? And what I wanted to teach you about was that you can be in the world and still have Jesus in you, but you don't have to do what other people do that are not right. Okay, so can you see this Oreo biscuit? It's got 2 cookies and then it's got some cream inside. All right, so that cream is representing you and me. We are Christians and we're shining in this world. We are the cream. And this represents the darkness of the world, people who don't know about Jesus and all of that. So now if we squeeze it very tightly, oh my goodness, it broke. Okay, so what this means is that all around us, there are people in this world who are broken. They don't know that they don't know Jesus, and they think they're fine without him. But we know that without Jesus, they are not going to manage in certain parts of this world. So we're still there. We still got squeezed because we were the cream, and they still maybe get frustrated with us, and they tell us, no, we don't want to hear about your God, and why do you keep saying all this Jesus stuff? It doesn't matter about that, because you have to do it in love, all right? Because people don't like to be told that they're wrong. We must never say that. We must always just say that we wanted to share the love that Jesus has for them. Okay, so I've got another cookie here because that one broke. But I just want to show you so that even if someone doesn't like what you're saying about Jesus or about your faith, and they say, no, go away, I don't like you, they might try and go away, all right? But look what's stuck on them. It's still a part of the cream, because you've given them a hope. You've given them acceptance. You've given them love when maybe no one else comes. And they don't want to know about Jesus, and they actually don't. So they try and scrape it off, and they try and get rid of anything that they've heard because they don't like about Jesus. But look, you still have some cream stuck on them. They still have a little bit of the light of the world because of what you said. And I just wanted to encourage you that even if people are frustrated with you, or they don't like what you say about your faith, or that you believe in Jesus, or Jesus came and he helps you to do good things around the house and whatnot, it just shows you it doesn't matter how much they try and rub you off, there's still a bit of cream stuck on that. And I think one day they might realize actually that they want to know more about Jesus, because they can see how good you are, how you try hard, how you help around the house, how you never grumble, how you've always got a smile on your face. So I want you to just think about that, and I want you to know that it also comes from a part in the Bible, which is from Romans chapter 12, and the second part, but I'm going to read you the whole chapter. So I've got my Bible here. I just go to Romans. So it's Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, and then Romans. And then we choose chapter 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Where is it? Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we are going to read Romans 12 and verse 2. So it says here, don't copy the behavior and customs of the world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Okay, so in Romans 12 verse 2, it's basically just saying, don't follow all the other people. It doesn't matter if they are doing what you think might be cool stuff, but you know not to be correct. Maybe they've gone in a place at school where they shouldn't go. They know it's out of bounds, and they say, come on, don't be a scaredy cat, come with us. But actually, you know it's not right. So it's telling you in the Bible that you mustn't go by the way of the world. You must always just remain true to your God and true to know what's right. But we also want to impact people for Christ. We also want them to know about Jesus. And they will, because you've spoken to them, you've told them how much you love Jesus, and they can see that you've got a happy heart no matter what happens to you. So I thought this was a really nice exercise to learn about. Hopefully, if you've got some Oreos at home, you could put them on a little tray and give them for Dad for Father's Day. How about that? Okay, so that's the one lesson. So that's our plate and our stars and our cookies. And then the next one is got a piece of paper here, all right? And this is just a normal piece of paper. And I want you to step through the paper, okay? I want you to walk through the paper without tearing anything on it. Can you do that? Do you think that you can manage? If you go through this paper, does it seem impossible to you? So nothing is impossible to God. So I'm going to fold the paper. I'll show you in a sec because I'm videoing here on my own, so see. So we're folding it lengthways, okay? And then I'm going to cut the paper into strips all the way, leaving a little gap in between. There we go. How many can we get out of this, I wonder? Okay. Now, has that made it any easier to climb through, do you think? Can we climb through that? I don't think so. Still seems a bit impossible. But remember, nothing is impossible with God on your side. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the other way. I might just have to put it on the table. It's a bit tricky balancing it in the air. Right, all the way to the end. Last one. Okay, still a bit tricky. Still no climbing through here, I don't think. So then I'm going to cut through on the top here. While I'm cutting, what are you doing for Father's Day? Or for the man that you have in your life? Maybe it's a grandpa if your dad is not around. Or maybe it's an uncle or just a good friend. I hope you're going to spoil them, make them feel special today. Okay, so here's our bit of paper. Now, do you think I can put it over my body without breaking it? Let's have a look. Let's hope it works. Aha! How do you think about that? Now we've got this big piece of paper. Okay, can you still see me? All right, and now I'm going to walk through it, putting it right over my body and coming through all the way down, and I've stepped through it really, if you can see, and it's still all joined together. So there you go. That's your 2 little lessons for today, and just to remind you that with God all things are possible, so you don't have to worry about anything that you're worried about, any fear in your life, anytime that you are concerned. You know, in the Bible it actually says do not fear 365 times, so that's one for every day of the year. So that's quite a cool thing to remember. Okay, so I've got my word, which I hope you've been learning all your memory verses. We're going to have a good session when we're allowed to get back together at church, and we're going to remember all our memory verses. But the one I want you to think about today is in Romans 12 and verse 2, and just the second part, because the other part's quite long. And it says, then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Lots of love from us at Mazabuka Community Church, and I'm going to put something for you to make for Father on the website with Auntie Colleen. Thank you for her for doing all of this stuff, and we look forward to having a time when we meet back together in person. Okay, bye kids. Cheers.